Good evening. My name is Tim Malone, and I am currently a junior here at Paramus Catholic. Since freshman year, I have served as a drum captain for our drumline and as first chair percussionist for our concert band. This year, I helped to establish a marching band at our school, and I am currently serving as its drum major. In January of my sophomore year, I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma. Hodgkin's is a type of cancer that affects the lymph nodes in the body. When I was diagnosed, the doctor classified me as stage 3B. This meant that the disease was quite advanced and that I had more than 5 infected lymph nodes in my body. And they were both on both sides of my diaphragm. Most of the cancer was located in my chest and around my spleen. I was told that I needed to go for chemotherapy followed by radiation treatments. In all honesty, when I was given this info, my immediate reaction was not that I could die, but that I was going to lose my hair. My friends could tell you that I used to be obsessed with my hair. I could not imagine living without it. But after a week or so, I decided that I had to be the one to take my hair, not the cancer. So I first gave myself a mohawk and then shaved my head. When I started treatment, my doctor told me that I could continue to go to school on my good days. But after ending up in the hospital with 102 fever and basically no white blood cells, I decided that this was an unnecessary risk. A social worker at the hospital, along with my guidance counselor, Mrs. Rubino, helped to set up home tutoring for me. I completed the rest of my sophomore year this way. I have to say, though, that this was an arduous task. The tutors I had were nice, but I was only allotted 2 hours a week per subject. It took me until September 1st, 6 days before I was supposed to start my junior year, to complete all the mandatory assignments to make it to the next grade. I successfully completed everything and returned to school the same time as everyone else did, just as if nothing had ever happened. My treatments took 9 months to complete, and I went through hell in order to do so. But on September 23rd, 2010, I was declared cancer-free. This was the best news that I could have ever gotten. For the next 4 months, my life returned to normal. Then in January of this year, I went for my scheduled checkup CAT scan, and in the report, my doctor noticed a spot on my lung. When I got this news, I was devastated. I couldn't believe that this was happening all over again. It just couldn't happen, could it? The doctor said to wait 6 weeks and then go for a PET scan, which tells if there is active cancer in the body. This also came back positive, revealing a spot on the lung and an active lymph node in my chest. We were all set to biopsy it when my doctor told me we could wait another 6 weeks and then take another PET scan before doing so. This was a huge relief because it allowed me to go to my junior prom. I was also able to lead our marching band in the New York, Newark, and Pearl River St. Patrick's Day parades. This meant a lot to me, as I didn't know if I was going to be able to participate in the rest of our events for this year. When I went for the second PET scan on April 11th of this year, I was still at the hospital when my mom got the call from my doctor, delivering us the results of the test. He told my mom that he wanted to see us, but that it was a good meeting. The PET scan had come back negative, and both the spot on my lung and the lymph node in my chest had shrunk. This was a sign that it was definitely not the cancer coming back, as it would not have shrunken on its own. My doctor said I probably had a cold when I had the first 2 tests and that it was a false positive. I was so relieved to hear this. I thank God every day for saving my life once again. There was one thing that throughout my whole treatment and throughout this scare that I just kept reminding myself of. I was in charge of my life, not the cancer. When I was undergoing chemo, I still maintained an active social life. My friends and I talked every day by phone or text message. A few of them also came to visit me at the hospital when I was there, and when I wasn't, they came to my house to see me. I also made sure that I continued my music. I went to many of my band practices and even participated in our spring concert. When it came to the drumline, I decided not to resign from my position as drum captain and led my fellow drummers in the 2010 Pearl River St. Patrick's Day Parade and the Wyckoff Memorial Day Parade. For the Memorial Day Parade, I had actually just gotten out of the hospital less than 24 hours beforehand. I convinced my doctor to let me go because I just could not let my guys down. I marched in the parade, but afterwards I was spent. When we made it to the end of the parade, I quickly handed my drum to one of the guys and sat on the grass under a tree to rest. Everyone told me that I pushed myself too far, but I knew I could do it, and so I did. This year when I had the whole relapse scare, I knew I had to make it past St. Patrick's Day before potentially starting treatment. That is mainly why my doctor said we can wait another 6 weeks before deciding if you need to biopsy the lymph node. I make cancer work around my schedule, not the other way around. Since the day I was diagnosed, my family has stood by my side. Usually when a kid is sick, their mother is the one who gets all the credit for taking care of them. My mom did an excellent job in doing so, but there is someone else who is too often forgotten. My dad was always there for me when I needed him. He took part in the National Family Leave Act to be able to stay home and take me to all my treatments. Without him, I honestly do not know how I would have been able to get through my treatment. And on our Father's Day this weekend, I would like to thank all dads, my dad and all the dads of cancer patients who never receive any of the credit. Wherever you are in the crowd, Dad, thank you for everything you did. I love you even when it looks like I don't. Since God has given me a second chance at life, I have made it my mission to fight back against cancer. I am doing this by serving as co-chair for this event. I'm creating awareness throughout the school about cancer, and I get other students to volunteer their time with the Tomorrow Children's Fund, an organization that helps children and their families who are affected by cancer and blood disorders. They helped me during my treatment, and now I'm returning the favor by helping them at any time they need it. I am also fighting back by letting everyone know that cancer is no longer a death sentence. It is just another obstacle that comes up in a person's life. Nowadays, most cancers are treatable, and some like mine are even considered curable. I am proof that cancer is no longer a death sentence. The 23 survivors standing before you are proof that cancer is no longer a death sentence. Our lives are testimony that we are creating a world with more birthdays. We are getting closer to a world where the words, "You have cancer," are forever forgotten. Thank you.